everything to do with the UFO files, the ESPN sort of species drop, and what the shadow government is planning to do next with the leaked information about extraterrestrials. Because, guys, it's about to get weird, okay? So, yeah, strap in, put your tinfoil hats on, and let's deep dive into the truth behind the UFO files and potentially the direction that they could take this, because it could get really, really bizarre. Now, just to kick it off, okay, let's just first say that there are two agendas that are playing out at this time on planet Earth. One being the bad guys and the shadow government and the corruption and the fear and the control and the depopulation. And we've known about that for quite some time. And that agenda conspiracy has been going on literally since the dawning of humanity. Cool. Then we have the other side, which is the good guys, the good side, okay? The white hats, the collective, the Galactic Federation, and of course, all of us who are standing up for what we believe in. We're questioning everything. We're breaking out of the matrix, and we are pushing back against the narrative because we are a part of that side of things as well, because we're here. All right, awesome. Please keep that in mind, because when it comes to a financial reset, when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to cosmic disclosure, there are two agendas at play simultaneously. It's not just all bad, and it's definitely not just all good, but it's also definitely not just all bad. So please keep that in mind, all right? And certain things need to happen on planet Earth in order for this great reset and this new alignment to a planetary sort of new Earth frequency. All right. So let's just deep dive into it because, like I said, it could get very weird. But we're going to talk about some weird things. So first of all, we now have had two batches of UFO files released by the government. I haven't read them. I will never read them. I think it just goes like it goes along with the whole, like, I can't muddle my own perception with what's out there. It doesn't mean that it's not real by any means. But, you know, once again, we're sort of debating around like, oh, it's a blip in the sky, or, oh, we fired at these, you know, weird looking objects in the sky like 10 years ago or 25 years ago, or whatever. That's fine. You know, that's good. Like, we need sort of a drip, you know, drip disclosure, let's call it. But we're not answering the big questions, right? Who are they? And ESPN, oddly enough, went on one of their broadcasts recently, and they were talking about the 4 different confirmed species that they have pulled out of downed spacecraft. The Nordics, the Reptilians, the Greys, and the Mantis. And of course, from my own direct experience, I can absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, confirm that those are some of the very main species that we have interacting with planet Earth. So it was obviously a very surreal moment for me to watch an ESPN broadcast talking about the different extraterrestrial species that I've been talking about for like 15 years now. So that was cool. So why now? That's my biggest question. When the Epstein files came out, same question. Are they authentic? And if they are authentic, then why now? Because as we know, we only ever get fed, okay, what they want us to know. It's all just a big programming game. So why are they releasing these UFO files now? So yes, I do believe that they are authentic. Obviously, they don't even scrape the surface of the truth of what's out there and what they've been hiding. But for the most part, my intuition behind them is like, yeah, they're legit, right? It's not a whole lot, but they're legit. But why now, right? And here's what came through. If you guys have been following me for a while, especially if you every single month join the Galactic Federation Summit. So just like side note here, on the 11th of every month, I do a live remote viewing session up to a giant mothership called the Galactic Federation Mothership, and I talk to many different beings, extraterrestrial beings up there, who all have different jobs and roles, and we talk about planet Earth, the future of humanity, and everything we need to know here. So it was back in 2025. I want to say it was September of 2025. And I want to say that it was potentially in one of these Galactic Federation summits. So much information, I literally can't pinpoint when this information came through. The Galactic Federation told me back in the last sort of 2 quarters of 2025 that they went to the governments on planet Earth and they told the governments, if you do not disclose the truth, then we will. It was essentially a threat. So that's why. That's why now. We've got governments all over the world that are all getting pushed to disclose the cosmic truth. Because if they don't disclose it, disclosure is going to happen no matter what. It is actually written in our collective contracts that humanity is moving into a galactic civilization, which means that we need to be quite aware of extraterrestrial presence here on planet Earth. So that's why now. And on top of that, they have to control the narrative. They want to control the narrative. They want to make sure that we know just enough information. So today, I'm going to go ahead and fill some gaps for you as far as what they're not talking about so that you can be fully aware of what to look out for moving forward into some of these potential timelines of agenda and conspiracy. All right. So let's get into it. Yeah. Okay, cool. I was like, am I missing something? No, I think that's pretty good. All right. So there are 3 main agendas that they could potentially play up, they being the shadow government, okay? There are 3 main agendas. The last one is the craziest one, but I have to talk about it because it's something that I saw today and it was actually really surprising and it never ever crossed my mind before. But once you hear it, you can't unhear it, okay? And we'll talk about why you need to know about these things afterwards. All right, so the first thing is a fake alien invasion. So what comes after the disclosure of the UFO files, right? Where do they take this from here? A, they have to disclose it. They're being forced to disclose it. That's a part of the collective contracts. So they're disclosing it because they want to control the narrative. Right. Got it. Okay. Now what, right? They could very easily stage a false alien invasion. And this is something that they've talked about for a very long time because they know that eventually they have to disclose the truth or disclosure is just going to happen no matter what. So what do they do with that? Once the general population not even just believes, but is aware that extraterrestrials are present or around or what have you, there is a very real possibility that they are going to either A, have their own reverse engineered extraterrestrial spacecraft. So the government has what looks like ET spacecraft. I have personally interacted with these spacecraft, which is fascinating. I've seen them firsthand. Luckily, they didn't see me, so that was helpful. So they have ships that look like ET ships, or they could literally Project Bluebeam sort of holograph project sort of UFO-looking spacecraft in the sky. They could use drone technology to do this. And then, of course, they have direct energy weapons and other lasers, and they could just blow shit up and blame it on the aliens, right? The whole goal of a fake alien invasion is to create a sense of fear in the population so that we have to rely on the government and our military to solve the problem. This is what they do every single time. They create the problem, they blame someone or something else on the problem, and then they take away our rights in order to solve the problem that they created. Like, the system hasn't changed. They just keep blaming different things. And instead of blaming a country or a religion or another president or an oil crisis, they could blame aliens, right? And the interesting thing about a fake alien invasion is it would unify every country around the world, which would bring us closer to a one world government or a one world order, right? Which would then say, we got to strip all your rights away because there's a war that we can't really see and we can't pinpoint. And in order to keep you safe, we're going to have to just lock everything down. We're going to have to censor the internet. We're going to have to take away some rights. But hey, we're going to give you protection from the aliens, right? Okay. So that has been on the table for a while. That is definitely still on the table. Please be mindful and be aware of that and don't feed into it. Okay, option number 2. This is a little bit far out there as far as like a conspiracy agenda, but still possible, still on the table. The shadow government could potentially create a religion around the aliens. Now, this is a little bit ironic because if you know anything about ancient human history, you know that religion has been created around extraterrestrials literally since the dawning of humanity, right? I mean, just take a look at ancient Egypt and all of the Nephilim, Anunnaki beings, and the reptilian beings there. They're all depicted right there. So that would be really fascinating. Just once again, another way to sort of control the people. So I don't know if it would be like posed as the aliens are the new gods and we need to listen to them and they have higher power than us. I don't think that would fly because people are like really losing their belief. So I don't know about that one, okay? Now here's the last sort of agenda or like twist or sort of their next move after the UFO files drop, right? Once again, controlling the narrative, fear, chaos, whatever. This one is wild, guys. As always, take it or leave it, but it popped into my mind as I'm remote viewing this stuff, and like I said, I can't unsee it, and it is so bizarre that it might actually just work. And hear me out on this, okay? I don't even know how to say this. Essentially, what would happen, okay, is that the disclosure would come out, right? Like the epitome of like the end of the UFO files, right? The bottom of the barrel would be, oh my goodness, reptilians exist. And not only do they exist, but they want full and total control of planet Earth. And then what happens is they come right out and show themselves and then end up taking control, and I'm going to do this in quotations, taking control in their full reptilian form of all of the world governments. Right? And then we would have a one world government being totally, overtly, outwardly controlled by the reptilians. And there's nothing that human beings feel like they could do about that, right? The ironic part about this agenda that could play out is that we've already been controlled by the reptilians, but the thing is they can no longer control us from behind the scenes. Like they're not allowed to do that anymore. The law of non-intervention, the law of free will, like the Galactic Federation is pushing to kick them out of their powerful positions. However, if they showed themselves and still took over control and humanity didn't do anything about it, then they would be abiding by the law of non-intervention and free will because humanity would allow that to happen. I know it sounds so bizarre. It's like the truth in plain sight. I mean, look at Kim Kardashian dressing up as a reptilian for Halloween. Like it's what's always been happening, and now they just do it because they have to. They have to show themselves and the truth. And then if we don't fight or push back against it, then we're consenting to it for sure. And that's what we're choosing as a reality. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. That was not even a consideration in my mind until I just remote viewed this today. Okay. So here's the truth. Okay. Let's talk about, before I get into the truth of what they don't want you to know, they're going to try everything else to take you away from the biggest truth that they do not want you to know. Before we get there, why do you need to know about these alternative timelines and potential agendas? Why is that relevant? Why is that important? Why am I even wasting my breath talking about it? Because if this shit plays out and you are not aware of it, then you could very easily feed your fear into it, which then therefore creates it, or at least helps to create it. I'm telling you right now, before this stuff happens, so that you cannot consent to it if you see it starting to play out. It's like, I want to inform you so that we can fight back, okay? Not to freak you out. That is my intention always, is to inform you so that we can band together and say, I see right through the bullshit, okay? So here's what they don't want you to know. Hang in, I'm like already getting chills just thinking about it. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Okay. How do I put this? The biggest cover-up, the biggest thing they are holding back from you that they don't want you to know is this. You are a part of something called a prophecy planet. This means that this planet and us as a civilization is so important. We have been prophesized long before planet Earth was even a planet. So what is this prophecy? The prophecy states that there will be a species, a civilization, that is a hybrid experiment, that is a combination of some of the highest vibrational extraterrestrial DNA and some of the lowest vibrational extraterrestrial DNA. And with that combination, we are meant to make a choice. And the choice that we make is what frequency we want to be in. Because based on our frequency, we unlock the DNA that matches that level of vibration. But in order to make a choice, we need to have freedom. No one or nothing can intervene or manipulate us anymore. We have to be sovereign. And that's why all of the corruption is getting exposed. Everyone's getting kicked out so that humanity can make a choice. Do you want to fall into survival mindset of fight, flight, or freeze? Do you want to go into those depths and unlock your survival reptilian brain, your literal reptilian DNA? And through survival, attach yourself to the material world as if it's the only thing that exists? Or, my friends, do you want to start understanding that you are far more powerful than what you have been led to believe? You are far more than the brands that you wear. You are far more than the job that you do. You are more than the paycheck that you get paid. You are more than the body you are in. You, my friend, are an incredibly diverse, multi-dimensional being. I'm not even fucking with you. The biggest cover-up in humanity, the thing that they do not want you to know, the thing that they will avoid talking about in the UFO files, is that you are an alien yourself. And not only that, right? That these extraterrestrials, highly advanced extraterrestrials, have spliced their DNA with us throughout generations and generations and generations. We are the living, breathing sons and daughters of some of the most powerful extraterrestrials in the universe. And if we were to wake up to that fact, I'm going to cry. I don't know why I'm going to cry. If we were to realize our power, if we were to understand that we are not only more powerful than them, we've always been. It's not even a numbers game. I know we always talk about the 99% versus the 1%. It's not about that. At a basic, objective level, your DNA as a human being is actually some of the most powerful DNA that's ever been known. Take it in. And you are stuck. You are stuck in your 9-to-5 job. You are stuck watching Love is Blind. You are stuck in the bitter dramas of family. You are stuck fearing for World War III. You are distracted by ChatGPT. You are taken away from the truth every single fucking moment of the day. Stop playing games. Stop feeding into the distraction. Wake up. Wake up right now and realize that you are the creator of the reality around you, of the life that you're living, and you don't need to feed into it anymore. You don't need to play those games anymore. Rise to the peak of your potential. And no, you don't have to meditate 6 hours a day to do so. Just ask. I'm telling you right now. Set the intention. I am ready to rise to the highest vibration. I am ready to unlock my extraterrestrial DNA. Now, careful what you wish for. Okay? Sometimes unlocking your highest DNA means that you have to purge out all of the toxins from the lowest DNA, both at a physical and at an emotional, energetic level. Spiritual awakening sounds like a great thing, but it means sleepless nights, your mind spinning out of control, and so on and so forth. If you want a guidebook, okay, on how to get through a spiritual awakening, check out my first book. It's called You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up. If you need a guidebook getting your mind out of anxiety, check out my second book, Your Anxiety is Giving Me Anxiety. And guess what, my friends? I am in the middle of writing my next book, which is the Starseed Manual, and holy, I'm so pumped about it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Okay? I am here on a mission to make you realize the truth in who you are and how powerful you are. And that if you think I got some badass abilities, so do you. We can all do all of these things. We are all psychic. We are all tapped in. We can all instantaneously heal our body. Did you know that? You don't need medication. You don't need a prescription. Not saying to stop whatever you're doing, okay? It takes time. There are things that we can do to exit the system and stop feeding into the limitations that they have been programming within us. And all it takes is your focus and your intention. Because our attention is the currency of the matrix. And I'm going to repeat that, and then I'm going to close. Your attention is the currency of the matrix. So what are you feeding right now? Where is your focus and attention going? Pull it back and redirect it to the only things that matter to you. Okay? If you guys want to know more, check out my monthly Galactic Federation meetings, or you can hop on over to my website. I have so many videos on reptilians and the prophecy planet. I have video bundles. Just go check it out. Super simple if you want a deep dive. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I'm almost at 500,000 subscribers. That's absolutely insane. I literally never thought that was possible, but I appreciate all of you. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video, share it with someone who is lost right now, because you can be found. This is your moment to shine. The time is now, and you, my friend, are ready. I'll see you on the other side.